Good morning. We're prophets. Sunday, we're prophets. May 9, 2010. We're prophets. I pray in Israel in Tuesday. I see rocket attacks. I pray in Jerusalem.
This is Al Jazeera. Adrian Finnegan here in Doha with a news hour with coverage of the most intense exchange of fire between Israel and Palestinian armed groups in years. An Israeli airstrike has hit a residential tower in Gaza City. The army says that it informed residents of Hanadi Tower to evacuate before it was targeted. Gaza's health ministry says that at least 28 Palestinians have been killed across the Strip in the past day. After the Israeli airstrike on that building, the military wing of Hamas said that it would respond with a barrage of rockets which would target Tel Aviv. That appears to be underway right now. Al Jazeera's Harry Fawcett is live for us in southern Israel. Harry, you're safe to talk to us now.
Yes, that immediate barrage of Iron Dome interceptors that we just saw and had to interrupt our live a few minutes ago is now over. But just to bring you up to date from what we've seen here, it was an exceptionally large barrage of rocket fire coming north out of northern Gaza, heading north at the same time as we were getting alerts on our phones of sirens going off in Tel Aviv and indeed reports of explosions in the Tel Aviv area. Hamas's military wing had warned the Israelis that there would be a response. They said that Tel Aviv would see something even more powerful than what happened to the city, the nearby city here of Ashkelon earlier in the day. During that period, Hamas says that 137 rockets were fired within 5 minutes. Certainly, there was a lot of rocket fire that got through. 2 women were killed, as homes were hit, buildings were hit. Now there seems to be this additional very large barrage heading towards Tel Aviv. And of course, it follows the destruction of that large residential tower inside Gaza. There had been warnings throughout the day that if Israel decided to attack residential buildings, where it had said that it had already attacked Palestinian Islamic Jihad fighters in one apartment building. This building is said to have housed a Hamas office of some kind. Hamas had said that if Israel carried out such attacks, there would be a big escalatory response. So both sides are stepping up what is now an extremely dangerous situation. There is no indication of any efforts towards de-escalation at this moment.
Harry, stay with us just for a second. Let me just bring our viewer up to date with what newswires are saying right now. The Reuters news agency reporting that at least one person has been wounded in a rocket attack on Tel Aviv. They're quoting the Israeli ambulance service. Hamas says that it has fired 130 rockets towards Tel Aviv and its suburbs, and Israel has halted all flights at Tel Aviv's Ben Gurion airport amid that rocket fire from Gaza. Harry, that earlier barrage of 137 rockets, as you say, managed to evade Israel's Iron Dome system. At least some of the rockets fired from Gaza had got through, with another 130, Hamas saying that it's fired within the last few minutes. I suppose, it would be inevitable that some of them would reach their targets towards Tel Aviv.
Yes, I mean, I suppose we should put one caveat on that we are relying on Hamas's own figures in saying that. But yes, the sheer volume of ordnance flying overhead a few minutes ago, even if it doesn't get up to that level, it was a very significant, coordinated, very large barrage all at once. And so there has been some analysis on the Israeli side, military analysts wondering if the sheer swamping of the Iron Dome system by so many targets all at once could have caused the ability for Hamas to get through those defenses to a greater extent than usual. There have also been claims by Hamas that they've used a new form of missile, one that is fired at a more horizontal level trajectory and therefore is harder to track and hit. Also, some reports of malfunctioning Iron Dome system around Ashkelon earlier in the day. However, of course, when we're talking about the sheer volume of weaponry that is being used at the moment, I think Israelis never really believed that the Iron Dome is 100% fail-safe, and indeed it has been shown not to be in the past. However, people have got used to lower level escalations being largely, although not completely, dealt with by this extremely successful system. But if there was a reminder needed that it isn't 100% fail-safe or foolproof,